Hi everyone, and welcome to my fish room. I thought we would go around the room, I would show you some things, and then we'll turn the lights off so there isn't as much glare and you can see the individual tanks. First though, I really want to thank everyone so very much for helping me break the 250 subscriber mark. It really means a lot to me that you guys want to watch my content and interact with me, and I really appreciate it. So let's begin the tour. So if we start at the door, here is where I have my framed picture of channel stickers, and I would love to add more to this, so if you would like to send me your channel stickers, I would really appreciate it. That's just a large piece of like sofa art I got from at home a while ago, and I've got some mops hanging up there to dry. This is the closet where it is mostly organized of the stuff and the things. I have run out of room for storage in here pretty quickly, but we are working on that. We go over here. I've got my handy little magnetic temperature and humidity gauge for the room. Sticks on the light like that. I've got some of my oil paintings up on the wall here. The center one is Jeremy, and I finished that in like late February. He was my first fish, and it just dried enough for us to put it in the frame like maybe the middle of June, and it's still actually a little bit tacky in the last part that I did. But that's oil paints for you, and I did that from a couple of different pictures I took of him. So there's those. And we've got a rack of tanks here. That little thing is a piece of petrified bogwood. I believe it is from Oregon. These black panels are magnetic panels. We made these from like a plastic sheeting that I think we might have gotten at Menards. I've forgotten. And then my husband dremelled out these little spots and put magnets in that just go to there, and this is how I've got all my plugs. So every tank has a little sticker on it, and then the stickers that are the same color go on the plugs that match the tank, so I can tell them apart and know which tank which plugs go to. And that is a UPS, or uninterruptible power supply, that all my filters are on. And that is like this all the way down behind these panels until you get to that really short little one at the end under that bucket. Over here, there's some miscellaneous junk, and a little portable like table and chair and game set. So we play games down here sometimes. Golden Pothos, Raven ZZ. This is how I've been hanging my tools up, and those are just like cheap little key racks you can get. I think these are from Menards. And I do have other tools that I want to hang up. So we have another one that's going to go above this for the shorter tools. This is the room where we took the sauna out of. That is still all full of construction materials. And that is where I think we would like to put in a half bath and some extra storage for all my fish stuff. aloe plant. This one is new. I forgot what it's called. It's some kind of fern, so I'll probably kill it. It's already getting like a little too much light from the grow light. It's called, I think it's called like a rare maidenhair fern or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, so sing, piano. I compose my own music down here. There are some air plants, a string of hearts that is getting really long, a little string of turtles I'm trying to save from the grocery store, and some plants I am trying to save from myself. This little container here is actually where I keep my root tabs. I've got the 29 here. Mess of cords and air pumps. The Congo tank. And on the wall above it, I have this giant piece of driftwood. This is like my favorite piece of driftwood I've ever seen. I just love the motion of it. And I originally bought it for the Congo tank, but I was like, you know, if I put that in water, it's gonna go away eventually. So I decided it was art for the wall. I have my hot plate. This is where I will like sanitize stuff and make the tannin water for the Congo tetras. I've got this little 5.5 gallon, which I did find a light for. It's this little suction cup thing. It's okay. I think it's good enough for this tank. Right now I've got the electric version of the AQQA filter on a 45-degree angle so it will fit in the tank, and it has been working reliably like that. But I want to try some other things with it as well. Here is the room with tank lights only, no overhead lights or grow lights. Surprisingly bright with just the tank lights on. This tank needs a serious trimming. If anybody wants any Rotala, just let me know, and we can email about it and you can just have it. I am always cutting out tons and tons of it in here, and the amount I would make by taking it to auction is like negligible. So yeah, you can just have it. Still got my little neon swordtail in here. And there is a really cool nitrate in here somewhere that I got because it was like really banged up. And I didn't think anybody would want it. And it still has a piece of a barnacle attached to its shell from being born in a marine environment, which I thought was kind of cool. I don't see it at the moment. These, what are they called? Pink flamingo crits were from a tissue culture cup I found at Petco. And I only saw the one, but they've been converting really, really nicely. Every time I go to Petco, I check. I've only gotten lucky the once. Yeah, next door to that, we have this tank, and you see my crib there, hiding behind her cave. This tank is where I had the leaker. I'll put some footage of finding that. Well, I found some water around the back edge of this tank the other day. Dried it up completely, and I've been watching it, and this is more now. I think I've got a leaker. The tank that was here had 7 black neon tetras and my betta fish Vesper. He passed away a while ago. The tank started leaking, and I was like, you know, I have to replace the tank anyway. I'm not super crazy about the black neons just by themselves. So I took them to my LFS and set this one up, which I want to be for thread fins. But I had to move my female crib in here because she was in a tank with my rummy nose tetras, just all by herself, no male, right? And we moved that tank to the basement, and she had been living with them peacefully for like a year. It's about how long I've had her. And after we moved their tank, she just decided she should start murdering them one by one. So I don't know what about the move triggered that, or if she was seeing a reflection that she thought was a potential mate or what. But it's a good thing this tank was cycled, so I have a place to put her for now. And I just need to decide if I want to keep her or if I want to keep the rummy nose tetras, the 4 of 7 that I have left from her murder spree. I do like her, so it's a tough decision because I really do want thread fins for in here. This is my sort of pseudo Dutch scape tank. I'm probably having the most fun with this one now just because I really like trimming the plants and doing all of that. I would like that pearl weed to come across over this way a little bit more to make sort of like a wave shape. But this has been in progress for maybe like a year because I've been propagating the plants in it myself for the most part. So it's taking a while to grow in. And I've got Sam, my Pandagara, and 5 Pseudomugil luminatus in here, 3 of which are supposed to be female. They are not. So I have 5 males of those, and those 2 little fish there are the only 2 black bar endlers that survived this tank having a heater fail in the on position. I lost most of my endlers and guppies that were in this tank when that happened. So those 2 must be pretty tough. Yeah, big yellow mystery snail there. That gravel is supposed to be like a path coming through the little bridge, but Sam tends to push it around quite a bit. And this is the tank that has the rummy nose and did have the crib in it. I need to replace the light on it because it's getting like a weird greenish cast. It's just like a stock tank kit lid with lights that came with it, and it's pretty old by now. So yeah, I'm gonna figure out if I want to keep them or keep the crib. This is the CPD fry tank. They are growing nicely. Not quite big enough to take to the LFS yet because I want to be able to sex them first. And this is the CPD breeding tank. And this one is set up to be the CPD cull tank, which I do have one I kind of want to put in here because it's shaped funny. But I feel bad putting it in here just all by itself. There is also a couple of assassin snails, and somewhere in here is a sparkling gourami that I see like once a week. This is my shrimp tank. I think I want to move that crypt that's in the bottom right. It's not getting enough light. Like if you look, there's some little bits of red on the centers of the leaves, and that's supposed to run the length of the leaf, so I think that I want it in some higher light to get the better color. But yeah, the shrimplets are getting big. That's one of mine. Sorry about the motion. One of mine there, and I recently just had some more being born. This tank had a little bit of an accident. So if you see where the grow light is and then this box covers up where the pipe from the kitchen drain and the dishwasher comes down and sort of starts going off at an angle through this wall and then into the next room and out into the septic field. Well, we were running the dishwasher one night and a whole bunch of brown water just started coming through the floor and into this room. It was like splattered all over the wall, and you can still see like there's like some brown staining where it came in. So it might be a good thing that we didn't have a ceiling yet, because it would have just like caved the ceiling in. But yeah, it was all over the wall, pooled on all the countertops, the floor, and it got into this tank. There was a nitrate spike in this tank. It was like, I don't know, 1 part per million or so, which unfortunately was too much for the ember tetra fry and the pseudomogul fry that I had in here. We stayed up late doing a water change, a really large water change on this tank. And all of the adult fish made it and are fine. But yeah, it's too much for the little tiny fry. So that is one of the reasons I wanted to set up that 5.5 gallon to try to breed some embers in it. So since the nitrate incident, nobody's been wanting to lay any eggs in the mops. So I have decided to kind of give up on that just for right now. But I still do have my 5 little Endler babies. And I have the female separated again because she looks like she is going to give birth again any day now. This is my Congo tank, and I make like 1 gallon of tannin water up for this every week when I do the water changes. These guys I bought when they were super tiny, and they couldn't be sexed yet. All of the ones I had previously bought were female, so I bought this one male to put with them. And they're doing really well. I really like these fish. They are very smart and observant. Thank you everyone for touring my fish room with me. I really hope you enjoyed it, and thank you so much for getting me over the 250 subscriber mark. I hope everyone is having a great day. Bye.